Supercross in town once again, getting ready for that 250 main event, and a Progressive pre-race report from Jenny Tapp.
Jason Anderson is the 250 West points leader coming into tonight, and he's won 3 out of the last 4 main events. What's surprising, though, is he's only led 6 laps total so far this season. As you can see, Cole Seeley, he's been up 2/3 of the time, but he only has 1 win to show for it. I spoke to Jason today, and he said that hasn't been his goal to have these late passes, but it's working for him so far. And in Supercross, one thing that we've learned, it doesn't matter how many laps you lead, it's how many checkered flags you end up seeing.
No doubt about it, and Anderson has 3 of those. Seeley's only got 1. It could be a night tonight where somebody different gets in there. Dean Wilson's looking awful strong. So is Malcolm Stewart.
I mean, 6 laps and 3 wins versus the 40 laps led, 1 win. I mean, that's, but it's this first turn is going to be key. You get to getting through the first turn, Kevin. I think it's going to be a key component here tonight.
Absolutely, and it depends on how defensive they are going into that first turn. We've seen like Varsha get on the brakes, and it didn't really work out that well. You got to be aggressive, but you don't want to override it into that first turn.
Yeah, and those guys have been plowing into the inside tough blocks too when everyone gets blocked off.
So what would your approach be, Kevin, if you were in the gate right now?
Well,
How would you do it?
Get there first.
You got to get there first, but Ralph, you really have to kind of make that guess or you know, come up with a game plan after you find out what kind of jump you get. It's something that's changing all the way down to that first turn.
Well, let's see what they do. Round 5 for the West Championship. You got to get in and out of turn 1 if you want a shot at the win here tonight. Here we go. Keep your eyes on the first corner. Seeley gets in and out of there first.
Wilson's going to come out second, and that looked like Tedder third, and then he gets, might have dropped back. No,
That's
Tedder
Hill. Is it Hill up in there? No, it is. You're right. There's Tedder, and there's the 66 in there as well of Canada with a great start. But Seeley with a big jump. So the question becomes, where's Anderson? There's Stewart. He's up in there, and Anderson's inside the top 10.
Boy, look at this. You can see a sense of urgency here with Dean Wilson. Oh, as he makes a huge mistake in that rhythm section. It really came up on the back of the 21 there of Seeley, but messed up the rhythm.
Boy, Seeley got through the whoop section very quickly.
You know, guys, Wilson here in second. This is a pretty solid start for him. But watch his bike off the start. The gate hold was long. Watch his bike. Steam, smoke starting to come out of the bike right there as he's trying to creep forward. That engine was getting hot, and he was slipping the clutch. Notice he doesn't get there first, but like Kevin mentioned, the strategy, if you don't get the jump, what are you going to do with it? Dean got to the inside and came out second. Very, very smart riding for the number 15 on the Kawasaki. Taking a look at the lap times last time around. Seeley, 1:02.1. He was your fastest, and Wilson was a 1:03.3.
Oh, Seeley has an issue.
Woo, that was close.
Woo, boy. That could have been disastrous.
And that's going to allow Wilson to catch up a little bit and start to be able to focus on Seeley. After that lap time, I thought for a second, okay, Seeley is clearly faster. He may wheelie away with this to take his second win here at this stadium this year, but we're going to have a good battle for the lead here.
Absolutely, Jeff. We will have a great battle, but you know what? The 21 and the 15 here as we go into the slow-mo.
Here's that SX-Mo of Seeley having his problems.
So this is, Seeley goes double, triple, and you notice right away he knew he was going too far left and over jumps into that turn, slams on the brakes, almost goes over the bars.
Going into that section, that's what I was about to say, is that we've seen both our lead front 2 guys, 1 and 2, make a mistake in that section.
Here's a fight for position. This is Anderson and Stewart scrapping over third. Anderson takes Malcolm to the top. Cooper Webb joins him. We got 3 riders in this mix. Whoa! Stewart gets inside and just sends Anderson flying. Wow! He just sent him flying. Oh, and then the 50 of Nelson Anderson gets in the way. And Tatter's caught up in the mix on the 83. What a mess this is for Anderson. Anderson came in here with the points lead, and now he's got a lot of work ahead of him, and he'll see the points lead slip away. He doesn't gain some spots back.
Well, that is the first bit of bad luck that we have seen out of number 17, Jason Anderson. Let's take a look at the replay right here. Stewart triple doubles, Anderson double triples. They both come together. Both riders go down.
I tell you what, Anderson's going to say, why did Malcolm Stewart do that to me? But, man, Malcolm was not expecting Anderson to jump so far to the inside. That's not the race line. He was defending, just got Malcolm in a bad position. He had nowhere to go.
And, guys, as opposed to the 450 class where they ride all 17 rounds, our 250 regional championships ride 8 and 8 for East Coast. They come together at the final round. I'm sorry, 9. And they each have a main at the final round. So this is a short championship. Wilson struggled through the first 4 races, but this could be the night where he makes up a lot of points, and also our leader, Seeley, takes over the points lead once again.
In Canada, there you see him running in third. What a great run for Jake Canada here tonight. Cooper Webb in fourth. This youngster really been impressing so far here in the West.
He has really opened a lot of people's eyes here in the industry, having a great season. I think he's due for some more podiums and potentially a win here.
So it was 2012 in Toronto when Jake Canada had a fourth, so this could be a career best night for him.
Well, and this is a great place to do it. He lives in and grew up in Sun City, California, right here in the nucleus of all supercross racing. He's grown up in this sport from just a little guy.
McElrath, he's running in 6th. Malcolm is caught up behind him in 7th. There you see him. A couple of Troy Lee riders.
Taking a look at the lap time, guys, up front. Seeley had your fastest lap at a 103. Wilson back to a 104. Track is really starting to go away. Slick spots out there, Kevin. The whoops probably getting pretty chewed up.
We are. Look, you can see the shine there in the first turn. You can bet that's happening in every corner.
Ooh, look at that, all the way up to the top goes Nelson, and we are a third of the way through this one. Here's Anderson running in 9th. He's got a ways to go here if he's got to get those points back.
He does, but I tell you what, every rider who is a champion or becomes a champion has to go through a night like tonight. It's really important to see how Anderson comes through after having that mistake. This is the worst mistake that's happened in this championship chase for the lights so far. How does he respond to what happened to him?
Yeah, and then, Kevin, the one thing that we know about Anderson is he takes it all the way to the checkered flag. Now, rather than a last lap pass for the win, as he gets past Nelson here, this type of fitness that he has and determination may help him for a pass for 4th or 5th, possibly to be valuable points.
Our Toyota replay is going to be right here with Anderson and Stewart.
Stewart stands up a little bit, and he wasn't going to get his Honda turn, and he just went straight into him. And teammates with Cole Seeley.
I can guarantee that Malcolm did not expect Anderson to turn in like that.
All right.
Seeley, meanwhile, having a great run. 2.9 seconds out in front of Wilson. Wilson, who was the fastest guy here all day, can't seem to reel Seeley in.
He's close, but just not quite there. I'm really interested to see how Wilson rides the last half of this race.
Well, we told you about last week in Oakland where Wilson was the guy to beat, and on that last lap, he had a malfunction with the motorcycle, mechanical issue, and Seeley got the win. Or I should say Anderson got the win. Here's what Dean had to say about it.
Last weekend at Oakland went really awesome. Just had a little bike malfunction. I believe it was wiring, but you know, they've actually done a lot of you know, with the bike on the dyno and trying to figure it out, and it was just something really fluke. And yeah, the PC race team, they've got my bike all ready to go for this weekend, and we'll try and do the same, except get the full 15 laps and we'll be good.
You know, I talked to team owner Mitch Payne about it. He said they did 2 days on the dyno trying to duplicate what went wrong in Oakland. They couldn't find anything. They think it was electrical. They've changed some things around. They think probably not going to happen again. Here's Cooper Webb on the 37 around Canada. Literally around him in the whoops. Webb, he has got the line through that whoop section. Last lap around, he was at a 105. He's turned to 103. Let's see if he can pick it up, because he needs a 103 or better to run with the leaders, Seeley and Wilson, who have been clicking off 103s the whole main event. Cooper was on the podium here at the second Anaheim race. Kevin, pretty impressive for a rookie, don't you think?
Oh, man, he's been riding so amazingly well. And like I said, you know, the one podium that he got, you can see this guy with the ability to win one of these things. It's just putting all those things together, dotting all those I's, crossing all the T's. And the Yamaha factory people have to be very excited to see this young guy coming up through their ranks, their future looking pretty bright. Here's a battle. The 17 of Anderson has caught up to McElrath. They're fighting over 7th, and Malcolm is in front of him. Be interesting to see what happens when Anderson gets up around Malcolm Stewart.
Oh, wait, yellow flags everywhere.
Yep, got a couple riders down here. One rider down here, the 273 of Elliott. That slowed them up. Here's Anderson coming into the inside. And he gets around the 87 of McElrath.
Well, you can see that he had planned that line. Definitely has been in his head. He used it to his advantage that time.
Hey, you think he thought, well, it's not Malcolm, but it's a Troy Lee guy, so I'm going to run it in there on him anyway, right?
He's an aggressive rider. He rides with a lot of confidence. He's always kind of had that sort of MO about him, that he's not afraid to get in there and bump other riders and be the tough guy. What has happened since the end of the championship last year and this year is that his fitness and his focus have all came around. And that's why he's riding at the pace that he is.
Well, next up for him is Malcolm Stewart. He's about 3 seconds in front of him. 2 seconds now, according to timing and scoring. And in the point standings, if Seeley wins and Anderson finishes right where he is, 5 points will separate the two of them going to San Diego, and Seeley will have the red number plate as the new points leader. Getting around the 973 of Marone, not for position. And here is Seeley. 2.3 seconds in front of Wilson, working his way, looking for his second win of the year. Of course, that last lap is going to be the one that makes him most nervous. He's used to seeing Anderson come by at that point. Wilson within 2 seconds of him in second place.
Yeah, Wilson was 0.3 of a second quicker last time around. Wilson has had the fastest lap of anyone so far that has came through. He'll turn your third fastest lap. Interesting thing, though, you go back to Anderson, where he's at. There's only about 5 or 6 seconds separate him and Canada, and 10 between Webb, who sets in third. So that's just behind our lead two here. Seeley and Wilson is definitely closing the gap.
He can see him. He's right there within his grasp. Let's see if he can reel him in. 4.5 laps remaining here.
It'd be so interesting to be in the mind of Seeley right now, because we know what happened. You hate to keep talking about it, but the last lap passes. I mean, obviously a different guy behind him, but he's got to stay strong right now, stay focused ahead of him, and nail these last 4 laps.
The gap within 1.7. So Wilson picks up another couple of tenths.
Yep, 0.3 of a second once again, and look in front of Seeley. There's quite a bit of lap traffic coming about. The AMA officials have done a great job this year with the blue flag. I would say that better than any time since I've been in broadcasting, the riders that are getting lapped are obeying the blue flags and making it a clear racetrack for the leaders. But is it going to work that way tonight?
Here comes Seeley right into that traffic now, working his way through there. What is Wilson going to do? Getting around the 565, that's Mull. Then there's the 97 they got to deal with as well of Topher Ingles. Wilson gets the advantage of watching to see how Seeley gets through that traffic and if any doors open up. Anderson, meanwhile, is caught up to Malcolm Stewart. How aggressive will he be? The crowd's into this fight. They want to see some action here.
Here it comes. Look at this.
Oh, nice
pass goes right by him.
Boy, he cut down so hard in that berm.
So that is for 6th. Oh, Seeley, he's down. And so was the 737 in the fight with him. That was Taye. Now was that... We didn't see what happened. They were going to have to wait and see. It was a problem that Seeley had when he was getting through lap traffic. So Wilson is the new leader. And let's take a look at the progressive paths of the race.
Well, here it is. What did I say about the lapped riders? Looks like Seeley gets through clean all by himself. Oh, this is on him. He goes down and tucks the front wheel with the lead.
Wow.
Oh, and look at Wilson. Wilson goes right to the top. It could have been a huge problem for him, too.
Wilson has to go
He
backwards.
straightens it around, comes by, takes the lead. Here's the SX Mo view of it.
Look at that front end just tuck.
How many times have we seen riders do that when the weight of the bike gets off? He had the rear wheel kick up.
Right in the transition part of that berm, Jeff, man, just loads that front wheel and on this Anaheim soil.
And Dean Wilson is out front. Cooper Webb was almost 20 seconds behind them, and that's why Wilson was lucky enough to get himself going again and take the lead instead of falling back in another spot when he ran into that group there with Taye and Seeley.
Well, Seeley, he's out of Lake Elsinore, California, here local. He grew up in Southern California. Family, friends, mom, everybody here. But what a reversal of fortune it is after the bad luck that Wilson suffered last week with the mechanical, and now to have a little good luck go his way.
And 2 laps to go. Who's the guy that needed the 3 additional points that you get for winning this race other than Wilson? That's going to leave him 12 points behind. And Seeley and Anderson at this point are tied.
As they run right now.
Yep, but Anderson's still on the charge. He can get around Hill, and he would take that red number plate. 1 to go. Wilson, 1 more lap. It was a week ago in Oakland, California. We're on the last lap. He had the mechanical problem. He's not home yet. We've already seen the bike smoking a little bit at the start.
Well, what a day this has been for Wilson. He was your fastest qualifier, faster than anyone else. 2:54.50 wins this heat race. Now on his way to the perfect night here in Anaheim.
Boy, nothing better than when you come to one of these events and you're good all day long. From the time you get here till the time you shake that champagne and hold that trophy.
Yeah, and all the guys at Pro Circuit, his trainer, Ryan Hughes, everybody that supports Dean, his mom and dad. It's going to be a nice feeling. It's been a long time here, almost a year since he's had a win.
He's celebrating. Don't make it too soon, Dean.
Oh, he's got a nice, comfortable lead.
Yeah, well, he had a pretty good lead a week ago. The way this year's going, I wouldn't count until I see the checkers. There they are. It took him an extra week to get there. Wilson's got one. Here comes Anderson. This is for the points lead. If he can get him, he'll have it all to himself. Can't do it. They will be tied for the points lead. Seeley once again frustrated. Wilson celebrating. He's got himself a win. It's Goodyear. More driven. Angel Stadium of Anaheim is where we are tonight. 3rd final time here this year. Well, Stewart and Anderson talked about it a little bit after the race, and Malcolm said, look, I really wasn't doing it on purpose. Took him a while to convince him, though.
It looks fairly friendly, and then something, the words there, you can see the AMA official getting his arm in there.
They shook hands on it. It's over, and we go to Jenny.
Thank you, Ralph. I am with the winner tonight, Dean Wilson. It's great to see you up here with a smile. Last week, you had a tough mechanical. You had a win in sight, but the tables have turned, and you're here with the 1st place finish. How did you do it?
Thank you so much. it's just like, you think I won the championship, I was so happy, you know, like when I crossed that finish line, I just burst into tears, you know, like it's just been a really tough struggle for me, and I'm just so happy, you know, like it's shaping up to be an awesome race. I feel like a lassie right now. It was shaping up to be an awesome race though. Cole was riding awesome, and he hit some lappers, and then yeah, I was just you know stalking him for a bit. Then he just made a mistake, and I got around him. So you know, I feel like the win should have been mine last weekend, but it just feels so awesome to just finally get that win and know I can do it. You know, like it means a lot to me, and I've been working really hard, and yeah, it's just awesome. And I just want to thank everybody that's got me here. Monster Energy Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, everybody at the team's been awesome. You know, Thor, Dunlop, Parts and Limited, Scott Vans, Toyota Vescantito for my sweet truck, and yeah, you know, Rhino, Big Lad Sam at Ride California, and you know, my family.
We saw you get that big hug from your mom. What does it mean to have your family here, and how have they been supportive?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, my mom and dad have had my back, you know, ever since. And you know, I won my championship in 2011, and you know, a lot of people, you know, they just write you off, and my family's just been there from the beginning, and it means a lot to me. So thank you.
They're very proud of you, and congratulations tonight on that first place finish.
The Alessi comment was going back to the first race here in Anaheim, the season opener. Mike Alessi in the 450 class got his first career heat race win, and we saw the emotion that night. And Dean with his 7th career win in the main events, his last one coming 350 days ago, Dallas 2013. That's what he's alluding to there when he says, you know, some people write you off. It's been a while since he's been up there, and a lot of people have questioned whether or not he was going to get another one. He did it here tonight. Let's go back to Jenny with Cole now.
Cole Seeley comes away with a second place finish tonight. You were leading for a lot of that race. What happened on that last fall?
Just made a little error in one of the turns, and you know, washed the front end out. The track's getting really slippery right now. I don't know, the dirt just it's so packed in and blue groove. So I felt like I had a flat tire on us at one point. It was like riding on concrete out there. But you know, I rode a good race, and you know, was pulling away from Dino there for a little bit, and then he caught back up to me, and you know, we're getting ready to have a good race there to the finish. But you know, just one little error. But oh well, it's racing, and got to thank my team, Trailer Designs, Lucas Oil Honda, my mechanic Rich, my trainer Brian Lopes, Metro Honda for getting me here, and you know, just everyone behind me just doing an awesome job.
4 wins potentially Cole Seeley has left on the table, and he's still tied for first. If he doesn't win this championship this year, it is going to be a really long offseason for him, because he's going to think about those 4 nights. Let's go back and talk to Cooper Webb now, Jenny.
Cooper with his second career podium, a 3rd place finish for you tonight. How did you do it, and how did you handle those track conditions?
The track was gnarly. It's a really hard pack out right now, and you know, it was a good race for me. I got off to a really good start and just tried to pace those guys, and I had a crash real bad in Oakland last weekend and popped my wrist out and sprained it, so I'm lucky to even be racing, and to get away with the podium is unreal, and I couldn't have done it without the man up above. You know, he's the reason I'm still out here, and my crash last weekend was pretty bad. My mom and dad, Yamaha, Yamalube, GYTR, FMF, Rockstar, everybody, just thank you so much. Gareth Swanepoel, Gary Bailey, and Dr. G for even making me be able to race. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks to Dr. G then. Cooper, congrats.
Dr. G is